Hi, this is guitarist Denis Taaffe, and I'm in my home studio, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Bargain Bin Gear. And this time we're going to take a look at a little amp head, tube amp head. In fact, I know I had gotten the Fender SC112 1x12 cabinet, okay, and very pleased with it, very inexpensive, and really sounds great. Well, I thought, and I was using a combo amp to power it, so I was thinking, well, maybe I should get a tube head, so I shopped around and things, and I didn't want to spend a lot of, I wanted to use the easy pay type stuff, 3 easy payments maybe, maximum, $100 a month, and I certainly, at the very maximum I'd spend $300 maybe. Because I know tube amps are expensive. They can be very expensive. And I was thinking, well, if I could get maybe, 15 watts, hopefully reverb would be great. Well, I noticed that a lot of, amp heads, especially the small ones, usually don't have any effects at all. Not even reverb, which is kind of a bummer. So, anyway, I went shopping around, and what I noticed is that on a lot of tube amps, they hold their value really well, so you can buy a used one, but by the time you pay tax and shipping, you're at the price of a new one. Right? Plus you don't get the 3 easy payments. Easy pay. Right? So, okay, so anyway, basically I just went to a, website, and it could have been Zounds or AMS, or in this case Sweetwater, and I typed in tube amp head, and so let's see what's available in that price range, $300 or under. So we'll start out with the orange Micro Terror 20-watt head. Not bad. 20-watt guitar amplifier. Only has a tube preamp, it looks like. And the power amp is solid state. I'd rather have, if I'm going to have a tube amp, I'd rather have the tubes be in the power amp stage. It sounds better to me than a solid state. Though I love orange amps, I have to admit. Alright, another one is the Orange Micro Dark 20-watt hybrid head. Same thing though, solid state power amp and a tube preamp, and we're already at $189. Let's keep on going. Here's the Vox MV50 clean 50-watt hybrid tube head. 50-watt one-channel hybrid guitar amplifier head with cabulated line headphone out. So this is a possibility. Wow, 50 watts. And that's $218. And so let's take a look here. It's kind of weird because it's super tiny. Yeah, you don't even have reverb on this at all. It's just a little tiny head. It's a mini head, Class D power sections. New tube technology supplies a true tube amp performance. Okay, so it's got one tube. So same kind of deal, so solid state power amp. Is there anything else? in my price range of $300 under. Let's keep going. Here's a bunch of these little Vox mini hybrid tube heads. But I think they all have solid state power amp. Alright, let's see. Next up, Black Star. And I love Black Star amps too. They're super. And for $279 I can get 1 watt 2-channel all-tube guitar amp head with infinite shape feature, voice switch, USB output, and reverb. $279.99. However, it's 1 watt. Okay, that's just not a lot of power. I mean, I'm sure it sounds very good. You know, kind of hoping for a little more than 1 watt. Well, okay, let's keep going. Marshall. Okay, $299.99. So 1 penny under the $300 level. 1 watt tube guitar amplifier. Head with 2 channels. High and low power mode. Speaker emulated line out. Digital reverb and effects loop. Well, now that's pretty nice. But again, we're at 1 watt. You know. But it's a Marshall, so I'm sure it's pretty loud. But anyway, let's keep looking. Fender Super Champ X2. 15 watt tube head with 16 amp models. Right? Plus the single channel, which is just a tube, you know, clean blackface Fender type sound. External speaker output, 1/4-inch line output, and speaker emulated USB output. 1 penny under the $300 mark, $299.99, or 3 months with easy pay of $100, basically. That's a real possibility. Now the next size up is the Bugera G5 Infinium 5 watt Class A tube head. And I've had Bugera tube amps, and I like them. I think they're pretty good, actually. But the price is $348. And that's for a 5 watt amp head. Okay? It does have reverb, though, and a power attenuator for a 5 watt guitar head. So that can get pretty silent there. Okay, or at least low in volume. Now the next step up is you're at $400. Oops. Go back here. One moment. And you've got the Bugera T50 at almost $400. Okay. Another Bugera V22 22 watt tube head, $400. Marshall Origin 20 watt tube head, $400. Ignator 15 watt tube head, $400. Right. Blackstar HT5R, $449. That's $450. Okay, Blackstar Silverline 100 watt head, $500. Right, a couple more Marshalls, 20 watt and a 50 watt Origin amp head is $500. Okay, Boss Next Tone stage with tube modeling. It's not really a tube amp at all. It's $500. Bugera 120 watt tube head, $548. PV 20 watt, $600. PV 6505 mini head, $600. Blackstar 20 watt tube head with reverb, $600. EVH 15 watt tube head, $600. Starting to see a pattern here. Fender bass breaker, 15 watt tube head, $600. And on it goes, and the prices keep going up and up and up. You know, $699. PRS Tremonti MT15, $729. Blackstar 50 watt head, $729. Hughes and Kettner Tube Meister Deluxe 20, $759. Okay, PRS Sonzera 50 watt tube head, $800. Okay, so you get the idea. And the prices just keep going up. There's $1,000. You've got a bunch of choices there. Right? $1,200. You know, you have the orange 30 watt 2-channel tube head. The Rev D20 is $1,200. Anyway, you get the idea. So basically, to stick to the under $300, right, price, the obvious choice, if you don't want a 1 watt tube head, in fact the only choice, is the Fender Super Champ X2, right, 15 watt tube head. And here you are getting, you know, a lot of people say, well, it's not really a tube amp, but it is a tube amp. I'm sorry. It's not like a tube amp. It is a tube amp, right? Power amp with two 6V6 tubes and one 12AX7 preamp tube. Okay, granted, it's only got 3 tubes. But for me, that's a plus, because I love the tube sound, but I'm not a fan of the maintenance of tube amps, you know, where you've got to spend $200 to replace all the tubes and so on. 3 tubes, okay, I can handle that. So obviously the X2 is a real bargain. Plus it has built-in effects and 16 different amp models on the second channel. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, right? Of modeling, tube amp, built-in effects, and so on. And the price is fantastic in comparison to other tube amps, you know, at $299. In fact, it is the only 15 watt tube head offered at that price, you know. And I checked around just out of curiosity to see what used amp head, and by the time you pay the shipping and tax, you're basically at the price of a new amp head, and you know, on the used one, there's no telling what it's been through, what the quality of the tubes are. You know, they could be on their last legs. You don't know. So here, and you also get a warranty and easy pay, right? That's where you make 3 monthly payments, right? But you get the amp head now, right, with your first monthly payment, and then you pay over the next 2 months. And hopefully that'll continue, because I find that very, very helpful. As long as it's not abused, you know, it's a really good deal. And that was basically our choices, you know. I mean, I can check one other site. Let's go to, oh, I don't know, let's go to Zounds. Let's see what we can find there. You know. Okay. Tube amp head. Hey. Okay. Price low to high. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, I'll be darned. Well, here, because they don't offer the X2 head. In fact, the lowest tube head they have is the 50-watt Bugera at $399 for $100. And that's considered very inexpensive. So, you know, those tube amps are very, very expensive. You know, just out of curiosity, I'm just looking here. I could have gotten the Fender Super Bassman 2 bass amplifier head, 300 watts, for $17.99. Or a Marshall JVM 205H for $1,900. Or they have one for $2,099. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of money. I could have gotten, I guess, a nice, you know, solid state or modeling amp or something. You know, maybe a Boss Katana, something like that. Let's see. What do those go for? Here we go. Okay, so the only one I could have gotten for under $300 was the Boss Katana 50. You know, 50 watts, 1x12. And I'm sure it's very nice. I've played one in a store once. I thought it was pretty decent. But I much prefer, you know, an actual tube sound, you know. And I know for a fact that those X2s, because I have the X2 combos, so I'm very familiar with them and what their capabilities are. And it really, especially the amp heads, they're supposed to be the same amp as the combo, but when you add the cabinet, the 1x12 cabinet, it really approaches the sound of the deluxe reverb, you know, which is a very expensive amp, you know, and yet sounds pretty similar. In fact, you know, I've seen YouTube videos where they put it up against the Princeton reverb, you know, very similar in sound. So basically what I'm saying is, tube amp sound wise, the logical choice would be the Fender X2, you know. It's a bargain, especially for the sound quality, you know, and it sounds exactly like an expensive Fender tube amp, you know, either Princeton or the deluxe reverb even. And I mean, I've done videos on the X2 combos. I do think, though, and maybe it's just my imagination because of the cabinet, that the X2, you know, it's identical, really. But the head seems to be a little louder. But that's probably, you know, because you're going through a 12-inch cabinet. In any case, it's a great sound, you know. I mean, I'm sure they sound very good. But for me, for under $300, you know, and that, I consider that really expensive, you know. But I really want that tube sound. And there just aren't many choices. Now, I've tried some of the older, like, crate tube amps, you know. And I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, it doesn't even sound like a tube amp. You know, to me, I want that classic Fender clean tone, you know. So anyway, this was a logical choice. Plus, plus the 3 easy payments, easy pay, right? It makes the world turn. It makes it possible anyway, easily enough, you know. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. That was basically the logical choice. I mean, and I'm sorry, I've tried modeling amps and those kinds of things, and even hybrid amps. And the only successful hybrid amps I've ever found are the ones where the tube amp section, right, is tube. But when they pair the preamp as tube and the solid state amp, you know, then it all depends on the solid state amp quality. And usually on inexpensive amp, it's not very good. You know, a perfect example is the PV Bandit, which I'm sorry, but the solid state power amp section is very, very harsh, to my ears anyway, in comparison to, say, like an Orange solid state amp, you know. And I mean, I love solid state amps, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite amps, the Albion, is all solid state, but I love the sound quality of that amp. But when I'm looking for a tube sound, you know, especially that classic Fender type tube sound, you know, I don't want to spend, you know, $800 to, you know, $1,100-$1,200 for a deluxe reverb, but I still care about the tube amp sound quality. So the $299 for the X2 amp head, you know, with the 3 easy pay, is what I chose. And lo and behold, I think I just ordered it like a day ago or something, and guess what? It's here. That's right. I mean, I thought I'd have to wait till next year. Now, granted, it's December 31st, so, you know, in other words, I have to wait a couple days. But no, it's here, right? Well, we're still in 2020. And you're in luck because we're going to have an official unboxing and review. So, let's get started. Now, I ordered this, and I've never ordered from them before. I ordered from Sweetwater, right? And, you know, I'm in Bloomington, Indiana, and they're in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Not that far, so they got it here really, really quickly. So let's take a look. And here it is. It's actually quite heavy of a box. Fender. Open other end. This end up. Okay. That's obviously the bottom here. Boy, it's pretty heavy. So first there's a little side pocket here. Let's see what this is. Thank you for choosing Sweetwater. Wow. Well, that's very nice of them. Double checked and packed by JC. Fantastic. Okay. So here's the Sweetwater difference. Free 2-year warranty, which is really great. Free tech support in case I run into problems. Online resources if I have any questions on it. They've got a knowledge base, and let's hope I didn't receive a defective product. That'd be bad. Okay, so there's a very nice thank you card from Sweetwater, which is great. Okay, are we prepared? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Official unboxing. Please don't try this at home. Only trained professionals should even attempt such a feat. Here we go. Okay, try this again. Uh-oh. I think we got it. Almost. Okay. Here we go. It's about to open here. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Opening it here. Wow, this is... Wait a minute, this isn't hand-wired vintage. What's going on here? Okay, just kidding. Wow. That's kind of unusual here. Okay, first off, the Super Champ X2 Owner's Manual. Very important here. And this is very similar. 2-year limited warranty, which is great. Fender free online guitar lessons. Right? And remember, it was the same with the X2 head, or the cabinet that I had gotten. And look, they even have a picture of the head with the cabinet. Wow. Okay, very nice. We have that. And let's continue. Now what is this? This is unusual. Look at this. Now this is... Huh. I'm not sure what this is. Let's open it up and find out. And I don't know if this has... It's just a brown envelope. Hey! Excuse me, we're trying to unbox here. Hello? Wow. Okay. So this is kind of underwhelming here. Brown envelope here. Hey, come on now. Yes, it's a nice box. You'll get to play with it later. Okay, move on out. There you go, you can sit there. Okay, so power cord. Right, very nice. Standard power cord. Alright, let's keep going. There's more. You get these, right? Secure the amp, that's good. Okay. And so here's the amp head. Okay, and it's wrapped in plastic here. Boy. There we go. Okay, set the box aside here. Ah! Now, this is very important right here, because I believe, though it's not really marked, that this is actually a Fender speaker cable. Right? It's not a standard guitar input cable. Right? This is to hook up to a cabinet. right here. So we'll set that aside. In fact, we'll put it right. Put these two things back in the box for now. In fact, I'll put the owner's manual, brown envelope, the thank you Sweetwater gift card. I'm sorry, gift card. Thank you card. There we go. And here it is, the unwrapping. Wowee, look at this. Well, it handles pretty tight. Okay, let's get this. Let's get the wrapping undone. It's quite heavy, actually. For being so small, you know. Wow, look at this. Super Champ X2 combines a real tube amp with modern extras like versatile amp voicing and a wide palette of quality effects. 15-watt tube amp with two 6VX6 tubes, 12AX7 preamp tube, 10-inch speaker combo only, so I didn't get the speaker because I had a cabinet instead. Voicing knob with 16 different amp types: tweed, blackface, British, metal, etc. 2-channel with channel switching possibilities with an optional foot switch. 15 effects with effects adjust control. Tap tempo to control the delay time adjustments. External speaker capability. 1/4-inch line output and USB output for speaker emulated digital recording. Wow. And here it is. Here's another one of these little cards, you know, the California cancer or whatever it is. Cancer and reproductive harm. California Proposition 65 warning. Yeah. Let's throw that out. Okay, and one moment. I'm going to take this card off here. And so they've wrapped that around the knobs and things. Let's remove that. Okay. There we go. Wow. Look at that. So here we go. Here it is. Little Fender Super Champ X2 head. And sure enough, you can see the power amp and preamp tubes back here, or the preamp tube singular. 8 ohm minimum, 15 watts, speaker out. And this was actually made from the factory on October 26, 2020. Man, talk about new. This is created in October 26th and we're December 31st. Arriving to my home. So that's pretty impressive. And so here it is. Take a look at that. Laid out just like, you know, the Fender X2 combo. You know, you've got an input jack, you've got one volume for channel 1, right? 3-band EQ, effects selection and effects adjust. And then on the second channel you have a gain and choosing which model you want to play with. So, fantastic. There you go. I think this is really a bargain. You know, if you want that tube type sound inexpensively, this is it. Right here. I mean, you can't argue. Once you hear it, you'll be very pleased. And just like all the X2 amps in this line, either the combo or the head, they have the unusual, I don't know if you can see that right here. Let me try to get that better. There we go. Right here you've got, yeah, right there you've got this fold in the Tolex. You know, does the job. As I said, it's just fine. So you've got the tap temp over the effects, and try to loosen this little handle a little better. There we go. And so now you can just kind of lift that, and very nice. Very pleased. So no problems there, and let's get it hooked up, make sure it sounds okay. And I'm sure it will. So that's great. I think it's a real bargain. You know. Okay, so I've got the head hooked up to the Fender SC112 cabinet, the X2 head, and let's take a listen to it. Okay, so it's got that just great Fender clean. Yeah. So just that, standard Fender clean sound, really easily. Okay, and I've got the volume at 5, EQ at 5 all the way across, and the reverb is on 4. Okay, and to answer the age-old question, is it loud enough to gig with? I would say definitely it is. It's not a 100-watt Marshall, but it's plenty loud. And that's just with the tubes it came with. Now you can add some different tubes and that kind of thing. It'll change the sound a little bit. Yeah, hold on a second. Boy, an impatient cat here. Okay, so it's fine as far as that goes. And here's on channel 2 one of the voicings. Try another voicing here. Kind of a champ type deal. Yeah, different voicing, and then you've got different effects. So you'd have like a delay or okay. So there's a different voicing with a delay. Okay. Okay, and there's a chorus and so on and so on. So a bunch of effects. Let's just try that on the channel 1, which is just a channel without the modeling. It's also got a gain channel, which is one of the modeling things on channel 2. So in any case, the way I look at it, for that $299, you're getting a real portable unit that offers a great tube amp sound, you know, with quality effects. You know, the reverb's very nice, and there's a couple different ones. And the way I look at it is that the other effects, chorus and delays, are kind of a bonus, you know. Same thing with the 16 different models. You know, because on channel 1, you know, there's no models at all. You know, it's just that clean sound. Channel 2 then offers all the different models, so you could get a distortion sound or deluxe reverb sound, you know, that real bassy kind of thing, or, you know, they've got a few different ones. To me, that's kind of a bonus, you know. Overall, it's just such a bargain, you know, for a really great, clean sound. And for the price, you know, especially when you compare it to other heads that are available, you know, when you compare it to those and the prices, the X2 is kind of a no-brainer, really. And it looks pretty darn good, too. Here, I'll just show it to you. So there it is on top of the cabinet there. Right? You know, pretty nice. Not real big, but just right. So I just think that for the price, it's really well worth it. And it comes so close, really, to the sound of a deluxe reverb, though possibly not quite as loud, you know. But, you know, I plan to use 2 of these in stereo, and that should be plenty loud, you know, as far as gigging situations, you know. Now, if a clean sound isn't your primary use, really, you know, and you're going for whatever, you know, shreddy death metal stuff, you know, may want to consider a different head. Though the distortions on here aren't bad at all. I mean, they are very useful. And this amp head takes pedals very, very well. I mean, right into the front of it. It's really nice. You know, and it's very quiet. And of course, the high gain, you know, you'll hear some hiss and those kinds of things. You know, but on the clean channel, it's just super nice and clean. So I'm very, very pleased and very satisfied. You know, and it's exactly what I expected, you know, having owned the combo version, you know, which is, limits you to a little 10-inch speaker, which is fine in some situations, you know, but if you could get that same sound in a louder, kind of fuller, bigger package, sound-wise, you know, get a little better sound, then definitely the head is the logical choice. So very pleased. Now, I have some Black Star HT Club 40s. Those are real monsters. And they'll definitely, you know, are much louder and bigger sounding than the X2 head and cabinet, you know. I guess that's to be expected when you're comparing, you know, 40 watts to 15 watts, you know, even though they're both tube amps, you know. And as far as the tubes go, you know, the Deluxe Reverb has an ungodly number of tubes, and I think it's like 10 tubes or something like that, you know. And so when it comes time to change the tubes, that's a sizely investment, you know. I mean, we're talking, you know, $150 to $200 for a nice set of replacement tubes. Whereas the X2, you know, which will probably take, you know, hopefully, you know, a year or 2 or 3 even, to replace, and at very most would cost maybe $35, $40, you know, to replace the tubes. And very simple, it's just 3 tubes. So I think it's quite a bargain, and I'm perfectly happy with the tube sound of the X2s. They come in very handy, and especially when I don't want to fire up, you know, my Black Stars. the X2s do just fine. You know, and you get a very nice, clear sound. That's why I noticed, I mean, I have these little mini orange amps, or solid state, you know, they're tiny. You know, I play those, and I think, pretty good sound. But then I plug in the X2, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, because it's very clear, much clearer sounding. Clean channel, anyway. Not that I dislike the mini orange amps, you know, I think they're really great solid state amps. So anyway, if you're on a budget and you're, you know, wanting that tube amp sound, I'd highly recommend the X2. Even the X2 combo, the difference between the two is very simple. As far as I could tell, there's only one difference, or I should say two differences. One, because of the cabinet, the X2 head and cabinet, the sound is a little punchier than the combo with a 10-inch speaker. And then the big difference is the mids and highs are about the same, very similar, but the low end, there's a big difference there. You know, and you wouldn't think that a 12-inch speaker versus a 10-inch speaker would make that much of a difference, but it does, without a doubt, you know. Okay, so that's about it. See you next time. Bye.